Wherever your boating adventures take you, cruising around inland lakes or cresting waves on the open seas, you will enjoy the trip even more with your Garmin chart plotter on board. The GPSMAP 232, 182, 182C, 176, and 176C are rugged, hard-working marine chart plotters suited for inland or offshore applications. The GPSMAP 176, which is available in either a color or grayscale display, has a portable design, so it easily goes from boat to boat or from a boat to the dash of your vehicle. These units are built on Garmin's proven GPS receiver technology. They're extremely accurate in pinpointing your location because they are WAAS capable. That means they can receive signals from an additional set of satellites to give you accuracy of better than 3 meters on average. You don't need any extra equipment or have to understand how WAAS works to benefit from the technology. Just know that your chart plotter will report your position with great accuracy. If you want to learn more about WAAS, check out the WAAS section at Garmin.com. Before we learn how your chart plotter can help you stay on course, let's look at how GPS technology works. Welcome to the world of Garmin GPS, satellite navigation systems that can take you wherever you want to go. GPS, or Global Positioning System, is the technology that uses satellite signals to pinpoint your exact location anywhere in the world, on land, sea, or air. The U.S. Department of Defense operates the system of 24 satellites. Once a GPS receiver locks onto at least 3 satellites, it begins to calculate the user's position. It needs to be locked onto at least 4 satellites to give a 3D position, which means it's calculating altitude along with latitude and longitude. The GPS unit can display the position on an electronic map, which is constantly changing as the user's position changes. GPS receivers that are WAAS capable are extremely accurate. For users in North America, where the signals are currently available, WAAS-capable receivers can pinpoint your position within 3 meters 95% of the time. WAAS is a system of satellites and ground stations that provide GPS signal corrections. No additional equipment or fees are required to take advantage of WAAS. A GPS works in any weather conditions, anywhere in the world, 24 hours a day. GPS signals won't penetrate buildings, metal, rocks, or heavy tree cover, but the signals will travel through things like car windshields and bimini tops. For best performance, the receiver should have a clear view of the sky. There are no subscription fees or setup charges to use a GPS. Garmin is the leading manufacturer of GPS units used by pilots, hikers, bikers, mariners, fishing enthusiasts, hunters, and anyone who just wants to get from here to there and back again without getting lost. We're going to cover the most important features of your chart plotter, so you'll be ready to take it out on the water and use the basic navigation functions. This video was produced by people from Garmin who made your chart plotter and know the product best. We've divided this video into several sections, so if you need to come back and review a topic at another time, you can quickly find your spot. Before you can take your chart plotter out on the water and expect great things from it, you have to take a little time to properly mount the unit and install the external antenna. Now, the 176 has a detachable antenna, so it requires no additional setup. Also, if you purchase the GPSMAP 182 with built-in antenna, you won't have to go through the following steps. Mount the antenna in a location that has a clear, unobstructed view of the sky. Do not mount it where it will be shaded by a mast or other structure on the boat. And do not mount it in your boat's cabin if it has a metal or wood roof. Screw the antenna directly onto a 1-inch by 14 thread antenna mount, which you can find at most marine dealers. Now route the cable to the location where you're going to mount the chart plotter. Be sure to use the appropriate fasteners and sealants to secure the cable along the way. Garmin chart plotters are rugged and waterproof, so you can mount them in exposed locations or right at the nav station. All of the chart plotters we're demonstrating come with an adjustable mounting bracket that can be used for surface or overhead mounting. When mounting the 182 or 232, leave at least 3 inches of clearance behind the case to allow room to connect the external antenna and power cables. If you have the 182 with built-in antenna, mount it in a location that has the clearest view of the sky. Now simply mark and drill the mounting holes for the bracket. You can easily slip your chart plotter into the bracket and remove it whenever needed. To remove the 176 unit from its mount, just push back the lock button, depress one side of the bracket, and remove the unit. If you'll be using the 176 in your vehicle, just remove the unit and bracket from the mounting base. Then attach it to the automotive mounting base, which adheres to the dash of your vehicle. The 182 and 232 can also be mounted flush on a flat panel or console. This method requires a little more precision because you'll have to cut a hole in the panel. Before you start, be sure the unit will fit in the space and leave 1 1/4 inch of clearance below the data card slot for inserting and removing data cards. Carefully follow the installation instructions in the back of your owner's manual for flush mounting your unit. Or, if you're a little hesitant to cut a hole in your boat, please use a professional installer. The last step is connecting the antenna and power cables to your chart plotter. The power and data cable that came with your unit allows you to interface with external devices such as radar, autopilots, beacon receivers, and other NEMA-fed devices. Your owner's manual shows the appropriate harness connections for interfacing. Now that you know how to install your chart plotter, it's time to turn it on and see what it can do. Since the 176 runs on standard batteries, and you can use it in simulator mode indoors, you can follow right along with this video. The 176 runs on 4 AA batteries. To install the batteries, twist the metal ring a 1/4 turn and lift off the back cover. Pay close attention to the markings on the inside of the battery compartment, which show you the correct way to insert the batteries. You could cause damage to your chart plotter if the batteries are inserted incorrectly. Also, if your 176 ever goes overboard or gets caught in the rain, be sure the batteries and battery compartment are dry before using your unit. For purposes of demonstration, we'll be using the GPSMAP 232 for most of this video. Once your unit is hooked up to the power on your boat, you can also practice with it in simulator mode. If you have the 182 or 176 model, don't worry. The operations are basically identical to those of the 232, and we'll cover any differences throughout this video. Let's find out what the operating keys do. To turn on the unit, press the red power button. At the top of the keypad, the zoom in and out keys allow you to change the map scale. The nav key brings up the navigation menu. The page key returns the display from a sub-menu and switches between the main pages. The quit key returns the display to a previous page. Also, if you start into a function and don't want to continue, press the quit key to exit or cancel data entry. Press the menu key to bring up a sub-menu of options for the current page. Press the menu key twice to display the main menu. The center button, called the arrow keypad, allows you to pan around on the map page and select menu options. Press the Find key from any page to search for nearby waypoints and other locations that you can look up and navigate to. The Enter key selects a highlighted menu option. It's also used for marking waypoints, which we'll demonstrate later in the video. The Man Overboard key activates the Man Overboard navigation feature. And finally, the Power key turns the unit on and off and controls screen backlighting and contrast. Quickly press the key to bring up the adjustment window. Push the arrow keypad right or left to adjust screen contrast. Push up or down to adjust backlighting. To turn off your chart plotter, press and hold the power key. On the 176 and 176C, the navigation menu and man overboard function are combined on one key. Press this key once to bring up the navigation menu. Press and hold the key to activate man overboard navigation. The GPSMAP 232, 182, and 176 accept optional micro-sized data cards containing blue chart cartography or downloaded inland map detail from a CD. We'll cover some of the features of this cartography later, but for now, let's find out where the data cards go. A rubber flap on the bottom of the 176 covers the data card slot. On the 232 and 182, press in on the tabs located on the bottom front panel of your unit. Lift the cover and then insert the data card. In addition to the data cards, other optional accessories include a USB data card programmer, MapSource CD-ROMs, 12-volt adapter cable, and additional mounts. Other accessories for the 176 include deluxe carrying case, automotive mount, and remote antenna. Now, let's find out how your chart plotter locates your position and displays it on the map. When you turn the unit on for the first time, the GPS receiver immediately starts to search the sky for satellites. The map page displays a flashing question mark until the unit locks onto enough satellites to display your position. The very first time you use your chart plotter, it will take up to 10 minutes to initialize or lock onto satellites and find your location. Remember, the antenna needs to have a clear, unobstructed view of the sky to lock onto satellites and show your position. If you want to see how your unit acquires satellites, go to the main menu by pressing the menu key twice. With the GPS tab highlighted, you can see which satellites are being received and the signal strength of each. If you want to practice with your unit when you're not out on the water, you can put it into simulator mode. From the main menu, highlight the System tab. Using the arrow keypad, highlight System Mode, press Enter, and select Simulator. You can even enter a speed so you can watch the display change as your chart plotter simulates movement. Let's take a look at a few more helpful features found on the main menu page. Under the Tide tab, you can view tide tables for the U.S. The next tab displays a trip computer with helpful navigation information. Under Celestial, you'll find tables with the location and rising and setting times of the sun and moon. Now, let's take a look at the map page so you'll know how to access features when you're out on the water with your chart plotter. The map page displays a triangle icon at your current position. The detailed base map shows coastlines, rivers, lakes, cities, and interstates. Press the Zoom Out key to view a larger area with less detail, or zoom in to see a smaller area with more detail. Use the arrow keypad to pan around and explore areas of the map. These chart plotters have extremely fast processors, which means you'll enjoy faster map redraws when you're zooming and panning on the map. As you highlight points on the map, your chart plotter displays the distance and bearing from your position. To return the cursor to your current position, press the Quit key. For other map page functions, press the Menu key. To view a bigger map display, select Hide Numbers. To turn the data fields back on, press Menu and select Show Numbers. You can also change these fields from their defaults. Select Change Numbers, then use the arrow keypad to highlight the field you wish to change. Press Enter and select from 30 different types of data to display. For a list and description of each data option, see your owner's manual. Another option on the map page submenu, Measure Distance, allows you to measure the distance between any 2 points on the map. The Setup Map option lets you configure the map the way you want it. Under Detail, you can select Less if the map page looks too cluttered, or More to increase the level of detail. From this menu, you can also change the orientation of the map. North up, the default setting, is just like most paper maps, with north always being at the top. If you select Track Up, the map will rotate as you move, keeping the direction you're traveling at the top of the display. There are obviously a lot of other options for customizing your chart plotter, so check out the menus and find out what all your unit has to offer. Now that you know how to get around on the map page, let's find out how to create a waypoint or a destination you want to mark and store so you can return to it later. To mark your current position, press and hold the Enter key until the new waypoint window appears. Your chart plotter automatically names the waypoint with a 3-digit number and symbol. To rename the waypoint, highlight the name field and press Enter. Use the arrow keypad to scroll through the characters and move the cursor forward or backward. Press Enter when complete. You can even change the waypoint symbol by highlighting the symbol field, pressing Enter, and selecting a symbol from the list. Press Enter to see the waypoint and symbol on the map page. To mark a waypoint other than your location on the map page, just move the cursor to the point and quickly tap the Enter key. If the point is already stored as a road, nav aid, or other location, just click on the Create Waypoint button at the bottom of the window. Now you can rename the waypoint and assign a symbol. You can also manually enter a waypoint's position coordinates from a chart. To do this, tap the Enter key. Highlight the Coordinates field and press Enter. Now, use the arrow keypad to enter the latitude and longitude coordinates. Press Enter when done. Garmin chart plotters have a proximity waypoint function that allows you to define an alarm circle around a stored waypoint position. You can use this feature to avoid reefs, rocks, restricted waters, or other hazards. To create a proximity waypoint, select the Points tab from the main menu. Now highlight the Proximity tab. Select the Proximity Alarm field and change it to On. Highlight the Waypoint field and press Enter. Select from your list of waypoints or other locations. Select the point, press Enter, and then select OK. The Distance field will be highlighted. Here, you can enter a distance which creates an alarm circle within that radius of the hazard. Now, if you enter that circle, an alarm and on-screen message will alert you. We've shown you how to mark locations and get around on the map page. Now, let's learn how to use your chart plotter to find destinations and then navigate to them. There are a few differences in the types of locations you can look up with these chart plotters. We'll start with the GPSMAP 182 and 232. Press the Nav key, select Go To Point, and press Enter. From here, you can look up waypoints, cities, tide stations, and transportation. If you're using a data card with Blue Chart Cartography or map source data, you will be able to search additional categories such as anchorages, businesses, exits, nav aids, restricted areas, and wrecks and obstructions. On the GPSMAP 176 and 176C, press the Nav key and select Go To Point. Choose from waypoints, cities, and exits. If you downloaded maps from the Map Source Metro Guide CD, you can search for destinations that will be helpful when you're using the 176 in a vehicle. From here, you can search for points of interest such as restaurants, campgrounds, and marinas, or look up street addresses and intersections. Now for the fun part, going to a destination. Let's say you've been out on the water all day and it's time to head for the dock. If you marked the dock's location as a waypoint, finding your way back is as easy as telling your chart plotter to go to it. Press the nav button, select Go To Point, and press Enter. Select Waypoints and press Enter. Now, highlight the waypoint and press Enter. The Go To button is already highlighted, so just press Enter. Your chart plotter draws a straight line to your destination. You can also do a Go To by simply panning to a point on the map and pressing the nav key. Keep in mind that a GPS chart plotter operates on line of sight navigation. Your unit may show that your destination is straight ahead, but if there's an island, hazard, or other obstacle in your path, you'll have to navigate around the obstacle and then continue on course to your destination. When you're traveling on a go-to, you can view different display pages to help you navigate. The compass page displays your boat's speed, distance to destination, and more. The graphic compass display has a bearing pointer and a compass ring that indicates your course over ground while moving. If the arrow points up, you're headed directly toward your destination. If not, change your course until the arrow points up and you'll be back on track. Your chart plotter does not have a magnetic compass. It uses GPS satellites to track your direction, so it will only display your heading when moving. The compass page on the 176 looks slightly different, but functions just the same. Each of these chart plotters has user configurable data fields. Press Menu and select Change Data Fields. Highlight the field you want to change, press Enter, then select a different data listing. Press Enter and the field is changed. Another navigation page on the GPSMAP 182 and 232 is the Numbers page, which displays large, user-selectable data fields. This view allows you to see your position and other data from across the boat. And finally, the Highway page provides graphic steering guidance as you navigate. The highway bends to the left or right when you get off course. Move in that direction and you'll be headed toward your destination. Before we move on, we're going to cover one more important navigation feature that could bail you out in an emergency. It's called Man Overboard. In the event that something or someone goes overboard, this function allows you to immediately mark and set a course to a position. On the 182 and 232, simply press the yellow MOB key, then press Enter to begin navigating back to the Man Overboard position. On the 176 and 176C, press and hold the nav key to activate the Man Overboard function. To stop navigating on a Man Overboard or a go-to, press the nav key and select Stop Navigation. We've demonstrated how to use your chart plotter to navigate to a single point, but what if you want to go to multiple points in a certain order? This calls for a route, and we're going to show you how to create one. There are two ways to create and modify routes on your chart plotter. The first is by graphically picking points on the Route Edit Map page. To create a route graphically, press the menu key twice to get to the main menu. Highlight the Route tab, then highlight the first blank line and press Enter. Use the arrow cursor to highlight an existing waypoint or map item on screen and press Enter. To add another point, simply move the cursor to that point and press Enter. To add a new waypoint to the route, move the cursor to the desired position, press Enter, and then press Enter again to confirm the waypoint. When you're finished, press the Quit key twice to return to the route list. If you're ready to navigate the highlighted route, press the Nav key and then press Enter. A pop-up window asks you if you want to activate the route or reverse the direction and then activate. Press Enter, and your chart plotter will guide you to each point in sequence and display an on-screen message and alarm as you approach each point in the route. To navigate a previously created route, press the Nav key from any page. Select Follow Route, press Enter, and then select the desired route. The second way to create a route is by selecting waypoints or other points stored on a data card or in the unit's memory. From the main menu, select the Route tab. Highlight the first blank line and press the Menu key. Select New Route and press Enter. Press Menu, select Edit as Text, and press Enter. Now, highlight the first blank field and press Enter. Here, you can choose from waypoints, cities, and other locations. From the waypoint list, choose from User, which lists all stored waypoints, or Nearest, which lists the nearest points from your current location. Select the waypoint and press Enter. You can continue to add waypoints or other stored locations until your route is complete. You can also use MapSource CDs to create routes on your PC and transfer them to your chart plotter. We'll show you how to do that at the end of this video. Now, let's look at another form of navigation called trackback. This feature allows you to retrace your path using the track log that's automatically stored in your chart plotter. The track log is an electronic breadcrumb trail showing the path you have traveled. You don't even have to mark waypoints as you're traveling. The GPS receiver in your chart plotter automatically records where you've been. It's a good idea to clear the existing track log before you start on your current trip. To do that, go to the Track tab on the main menu and select Erase. To save a track log, go to the main menu by pressing the Menu key twice. Highlight the Track and Active tabs. Select Save and press Enter. Now, select how far back you want to save your track log and press Enter. When you want to navigate the saved track, press the Nav key from any page and select Follow Track. Now, highlight the track and press Enter. A pop-up window lets you select the direction to navigate. Select Reverse, and your chart plotter will guide you back to your starting point following the path you traveled. For more help with setting up routes or using the trackback feature, check out your owner's manual. These chart plotters have some powerful navigation features, and it only gets better when you use them with additional cartography programmed on these micro data cards. For your offshore cartography needs, you can purchase cards pre-programmed with Garmin's exclusive BlueChart Marine Cartography. Or you can purchase BlueChart Cartography on a CD and program the data cards from your PC. BlueChart offers the detail of paper charts in electronic form, including spot soundings, intertidal zones, wrecks, port plans, restricted areas, and more. BlueChart Cartography is object-oriented, which means you can pan to an object on the map, press Enter, and instantly view information about that point. There's also an extended text feature that provides information about each chart, such as the name, number, scale, and revision date. If you're using BlueChart Cartography with the GPSMAP 176C or 182C, you can view this detail in color. Map areas are shaded just like on paper charts, allowing you to instantly identify depth contours, intertidal zones, and more. Garmin's BlueChart Cartography is a great value because our data cards give you larger coverage areas at a lower price. You can purchase them from your Garmin dealer or from the Garmin website. For additional inland cartography and offshore BlueChart data, check out Garmin's line of MapSource CD-ROMs. These CDs contain detailed maps and even fishing information for specific lakes that you can download to a blank Garmin micro data card for use with your chart plotter. Downloading from MapSource is simple. First, connect your chart plotter to your PC using a PC interface cable. Insert a blank micro data card into your chart plotter and turn the unit on. Then, insert the MapSource CD into the drive. For faster downloads, you can purchase Garmin's USB data card programmer. This is especially helpful when downloading large map areas or if your chart plotter is flush mounted or is difficult to remove from the boat. Keep in mind that if you're using the fishing hotspots, Blue Chart, or other MapSource CDs that require unlock codes, you'll have to complete the unlock process from the Garmin website before you can download data from your selected area. Once you've started the MapSource program on your PC, move the cursor to the pull-down menu at the top of the screen and select the region that matches the CD you're using. Now, using the Map Selection tool, click on the map areas you want to download. You will only be able to view, select, and download unlocked areas. You can continue to add map areas until the total map size reaches the capacity of the data card you're using. Click on the download button at the top of the screen, and the information will start to transfer to the data card. As you download different areas, MapSource will overwrite maps previously stored on the data card. Another helpful function on MapSource CD-ROMs allows you to create waypoints and routes right on your PC screen. Just point and click to quickly plan your entire trip. When you're done, click on the download button to transfer the information to your chart plotter. To run MapSource on your PC, your system must have these requirements: a Pentium processor, Windows 95 or later versions, 32 megabytes minimum RAM, 300 megabytes hard disk space, CD-ROM drive, 256 color display adapter, and a monitor. Internet access is recommended for unlocking map areas from the Fishing Hotspots CD. It's time for you to head out on the water and make some waves with your new Garmin chart plotter. We just covered the most important features in this video. But if you need more help with MapSource or any of the operations of your chart plotter, check out your owner's manual or visit the Garmin website, where you'll find answers to frequently asked questions. Or talk to a Garmin dealer or technical support representative. With the GPSMAP 232, 182, 182C, 176, or 176C on board, you can enjoy the ride knowing you won't have to worry about finding your way back to shore. Have fun charting your course.